And we're back. Now you may notice I'm wearing different clothes. What happened was yesterday, went to go get pipe down at the Ace Hardware. They didn't have any. There's a supply chain issue going on with a lot of building materials, so they didn't have any. And by that time I didn't have time to go to anywhere else because there's a family event happening. So yesterday was phase one, now we're the next day to get this on the GREYWATER system. So we've got some 1.5 inch ABS pipe. We've got a Sawzall, we've got some 90s, some 45s, a level ABS cement. We are ready to roll. Let's check it out. Okay, so that's the outlet of the GREYWATER going to the already planted original avo. We're gonna follow it back and we're gonna see through the avocado, the lemon tree. Let's see, can you see that? So that's where it splits off. So that's what we're gonna do, is take it from there and divide it up to the new avocados. Because if we take it off the line, if we take it off that line, it'll not have an even supply of water. Each time you divide the GREYWATER branch line, it cuts a percentage off. So what we're gonna do is take it and split it up here by the lemon tree so that they all get pretty even amounts. So here's a little better view. We're in the canopy of the lemon tree, and that is the splitter. I'll talk about that a little more in a minute. First thing I'm gonna do is just glue a straight piece of pipe in there. I'm gonna glue a straight piece of pipe into this splitter, because this splitter was already existing. It splits here. This dumps out straight to the lemon. This branch goes down to that existing avo. So I'm just gonna stick a straight piece of pipe in there, glue it in, black ABS cement, and that's that. Send it in, twist a little, we're done. So this is branched off now. This is gonna go to 2 avocados. This is gonna go to 1 lemon, 1 avocado. Let's check it out, next step. Okay, so we've got a line coming over from that split point. Now we're gonna split it again, send 1 to the lemon and 1 to the closer avocado. And I checked for level and it is pretty much level. It needs to be level for these fittings to work right. This is a double L splitter. Water will go in here and go equal to each side, but it has to be level or it won't work really the right way. So we're gonna cut the line, throw a 90 on there, and then split it like this. All right, let's get into that. Okay, so the cut's done. Now we gotta throw the 90 on. Now, if you're doing this for the first time or you're not very experienced, you can dry fit everything. Just put everything on with no glue, check it, make sure it's what you want, and then go back and glue everything. But I'm not gonna do that because I've already done a lot of this and I'm pretty used to it. So we're gonna get that on nice and straight. Then the splitter goes on next. And I can pre-check for level before I glue. Yeah, it's close enough, and I will, as I glue it, I'll check. So this is female to female, so I gotta put a piece of pipe on in between them. So now I have a male end to go in this female. I'm just gonna pop that in there with the cement on there. Check for level. That's level. And that is important because once that's on, there's not really much you can do. You can lift this up and down, but that's not really gonna make much of a difference. So this one's going to the lemon. This is done now for the lemon. I can later put fittings in without glue. I can put a fitting in and run it all the way over here 6 feet so I can change the watering point, or I can run it all the way across. You don't glue that in so you can have that adjustable for your point of watering, so you don't water the same exact spot, you know, for a whole year straight. So let's see. Now we're gonna turn this and just run it over to that tree. It's that simple. So gonna glue a piece of pipe into the 90. And then I'm gonna glue the 90 into the outlet here and twist. And these fittings, they have little lines on them that tells you where the top is, so they're real easy to use. Alright, that's just a hair tilted down. It's almost level, but it's just tilted down a little bit. This water's going to come in with force and go out anyway, so it's not really going to matter. So then we're going to send the pipe down to the new avo. I'm going to connect that on. I'm going to grab a 10-footer section, and then I'll connect it on and show you what we got. Okay, so here's this side finished. You know, I don't know how much you could see when I was working because the light's bad. We're in the shadow of the fence, but this split just dumps right there to the lemon. Can modify that. Then we have the run coming down to the new tree, and it's just dumping there at the base. So I didn't glue it here. That's not glued. This is now adjustable. I can move that anywhere I want and give it water. So I can make the roots search for water and change it up on them so it keeps the roots expanding and growing. So this side's done. Now we go to the next side. Okay, so there's this original run coming down, and we're just gonna split it over here and then send it off that way to the new avocado that's behind this big one. Okay, so I'm gonna split this one up here, which is about 7 or so feet away from the trunk of this existing avo, and the reason is that way I have options. I can run something down close to the root ball now. I can pull that out later and just have it feed into here, and this is feeding into here is going to fill up this whole basin. So where you split it gives you options. Gotta grab my level. Oh, right behind me. So this is important. This is the important part, to get this on glued on level, because afterwards it's hard. There's not much play. You don't get much to do with it. Glue that. It's always good to glue. Put glue on both sides. Just make sure you get a really nice bond. So I gotta tilt a little that way. And there is a little bit of play after the fact, but you do want to get it as good as possible the first try when you get the glue on there. We're gonna call that good. All right, so we're gonna do the easy side first. We'll throw a 90 on here, and then that runs water over to the existing tree. So glue this guy onto some pipe. Get the little burrs out of there. And we're gonna stick that in there. Just giving it a little bit of tilt. Now this is all basically done. I'll run that over. That's gonna get water to that trunk. Let's see, I think I can go a tiny bit longer. All right, we will put it like that, and we'll check that after. Now we're gonna send this over to the other one. I've got a 45 for that. same thing. Put on some male pipe. Make the cut. Here's a pro tip for you. When you're gluing fittings like this, whether it's PVC, ABS, whatever, this type of male and female, always put it in the female first like that and the male second. The reason is, if you put it on the male first and change your mind, you can't really set this down. It's got glue on it. It's gonna get dirt. Something's gonna get dirty in it. If you put it on that first, then change your mind, want to adjust this or something, that's not hurting anything because it's just chilling in there. So it's a little pro tip for you there. Okay, so that's kicking off that way. Now we can send pipe over there. That's not long enough. We're gonna send a 10-footer. We're gonna go ahead and glue that in. Oh, way too much glue. Another pro tip, you can get a smaller can of glue that has a smaller plunger in there for working with this small 1.5-inch pipe. So it makes you're not wasting as, using as much glue. All right, so we sent that way. Now we're gonna go over and send it to the end. So this is the line we just sent over here. Throw a 45 on there, and this line feeds the new tree. So we're gonna throw the 45 on now. Another pro tip, be always extra careful where you put your glue can. It's so easy to knock these over and just spill glue over. And it's one of the most frustrating things you can do when you're working with this stuff. Upstream's on. Just gonna put this pretty straight. Yeah, you don't need to use much of this stuff actually. Too much is actually a bad thing. Holding it there so that it sets in, because sometimes they actually can pop out and expand. So that is that. Let's just make sure there's level here, or little fall. And there is. The weird thing about fall is you can have optical illusions. Some line can look completely flat or look like it's going up and it's actually going down. So always want to work with your level. All right, now let's go and see what that got us on the tree side of this. Last pro tip for the day. Close the lid after you're done. Always close the lid quickly. All right, so that 10-footer pipe got us over here. It's a little bit too far down. Gonna cut it right here for now. I can go back later and cut anywhere up here and send it over any which way as the roots expand out, but just for now we're gonna go right here. Now that feels like when this weight came off that it might have adjusted the level on that, so I'm gonna go hit it with a level one last time and just see if anything changed. Trusty level right here. It might have changed a little. I'm not sure, but it still has enough fall. And it's a total optical illusion because from there it seems like it's going up over this berm, which it kind of is, but it still has tons of fall. So this is done now. We're just gonna run the water and test everything and see how it works. All right, so we got the water on. Here's the Fuerte. It's getting a lot of water. I'm probably gonna adjust this watering point. It might just swamp it out too much, so I might move it over, but you know, there'll be some fine tuning as it goes on. Then we go over to the existing Haas. and it's getting good water. I believe the Fuerte might be getting a little more. It's hard to tell, but I can fine tune it. It's, you know, all you do is you tilt one side and it'll send more to that. You know, whatever side's lower, it's gonna tilt. Whatever side it tilts lower to, it's gonna send more water to. And here's the new Haas, and it's getting a nice amount. Oops. So this side of the system seems to have a little less. Here's the lemon tree getting fed, which means I need to go to that split point over here and adjust this one, because that's the one that branches off these two branches. So if that's got a heavy tilt to one side, then that one side's gonna get a lot more. But for now, all four are getting water and the system works, so I'm happy, and I can, you know, tweak with it as I go. Well, thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and send the video to a friend if you think they might like this. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on the next one.